Welcome to the Deep Dive. We take complex stories and really try to give you some clear insight.
Yeah, break them down.
Exactly. And today, we're zoning in on something pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
It's this convergence of traditional media and the crypto world.
Which is happening more and more, it seems.
It does. And this latest news really highlights it. It involves Trump Media and Technology Group, TMTG.
Right.
And a really significant partnership they've just announced with Crypto.com. It's pretty multifaceted.
Yeah, not just a simple handshake deal, from what I understand.
No, definitely not. It's way more than just, say, an investment. There's a big acquisition of digital assets involved here, and it really caught our eye.
Okay.
So our mission today in this deep dive, it's pretty straightforward. We want to unpack the details of this $105 million agreement.
That's a substantial number.
It is, and we need to understand its structure because it's quite unique.
Mm-hmm.
And then explore what it all means, for TMTG, for Crypto.com, and maybe the bigger picture for crypto and media.
Got it. So people listening will get a good handle on why this matters.
Exactly. By the end, you should really get why this partnership is so noteworthy and maybe why its ripples could affect you.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, let's jump right in then. The core news dropped this past Friday, September 5th.
Yep.
Trump Media and Technology Group, TMTG, they officially announced this significant purchase deal with Crypto.com.
A done deal, not just talks.
Right, a firm exchange. And specifically, TMTG acquired a massive amount of Kronos tokens, CRO.
Okay, CRO, Crypto.com's native token.
Precisely. We're talking 684.4 million CRO tokens.
Wow, that's a lot of tokens.
It is. And the value is pegged at approximately $105 million.
So a really significant chunk of change, especially for, a token acquisition like this.
Definitely. And maybe you could just briefly remind folks listening what exactly CRO is in the Crypto.com world.
Sure. So CRO, or Kronos, is basically the engine of the Crypto.com ecosystem. It's their native token, runs on the Kronos blockchain. People use it for transactions on their platform, often to get lower fees, participate in their different services like their exchange or DeFi offerings. It's really central to how their whole system works.
So it's got real utility within their platform.
Absolutely. It's not just speculative. So TMTG choosing CRO specifically, it suggests they might want to tap into that utility, not just, buy any crypto.
Interesting point. Okay, so that's the what. Now the how is where it gets really fascinating, I think.
Yeah, the funding structure. Right. This is what makes it stand out.
Exactly. This wasn't just TMTG handing over $105 million in cash.
No. It was structured as 50% stock and 50% cash.
50-50. Half in TMTG stock, half in actual currency.
That's right. And the implications there are pretty significant. It goes way beyond just a simple buy-sell transaction.
How so?
Well, think about it. Crypto.com isn't just the seller anymore. By taking that TMTG stock,
right.
They become an investor, a shareholder in Trump Media itself.
So Crypto.com now owns a piece of TMTG.
Precisely. A significant piece, given the deal size. This means a major global crypto exchange is now, tying its fortunes, at least partly, to a publicly traded media company.
Which has had its own, shall we say, volatility?
Exactly. So it ties Crypto.com's reputation and potentially their own finances much more closely to TMTG's performance.
That's a big commitment.
It is. It signals, maybe a deeper strategic alignment than just a vendor relationship. But it also raises questions, like you said, about risk, due diligence, the long-term fit. It's definitely novel.
That 50% stock part really does change the dynamic. Crypto.com is placing a bet, a big one, on TMTG's future.
Yeah, they certainly are.
It almost feels like it could be, a blueprint, maybe a new trend in how these deals get done. Merging old school equity with new digital assets.
It could be. It definitely signals innovation.
But is it scalable? Could we see lots of companies doing this, or are the risks, maybe regulatory hurdles, too high? Maybe this is just a TMTG specific kind of play.
That's a really good question, and honestly, the jury's still out on replicability. Okay. The regulatory landscape for these kinds of hybrid deals, it's still fuzzy, still evolving.
Right.
And both the media sector and crypto are notoriously fluid markets, volatile. For Crypto.com, you could argue taking stock is smart diversification, get a foothold in a media user base. For TMTG, maybe it was a way to get capital and a strategic crypto partner without a traditional fundraising round, which might be tough for them.
So leveraging each other's positions.
Exactly. It's a calculated risk on both sides,
Yeah.
tailored to their specific situations, I think.
Right.
We might see similar deals, but maybe structured differently depending on the companies and the rules at the time.
Got it. Bold, definitely bold. So, okay, bearing that structure in mind, why?
Yeah.
Why does TMTG want so much CRO? $105 million worth. What's the strategy?
Right. What are they going to do with it?
Yeah, beyond just holding it, what's the big idea here?
Well, luckily, we don't have to guess entirely. Devin Nunes, who's the CEO and chairman of Trump Media,
Okay.
he actually commented on this. He put out a statement. Should read a bit of it.
Yeah, please do. What did he say?
He said, Trump Media is pleased to close this agreement and quickly begin to fulfill our strategic partnership with Crypto.com. Okay, standard stuff there, but then we're convinced that CRO has tremendous potential to spread widely as a versatile utility token.
Okay, versatile utility token. That sounds key.
Exactly, and he continues. And a superior form of safe, fast payment and money transfer, and we're excited to add this innovative asset to our balance sheet.
Adding it to the balance sheet, like a corporate asset.
Right, so let's unpack that a bit. He's not just calling it an investment. He's focusing on utility, payment, money transfer.
Sounds like they want to use it, not just hold it, hoping the price goes up.
That's the strong implication. It suggests they see CRO as a functional tool for their business, maybe for internal treasuries, maybe for transactions within their platform.
And adding an innovative asset to the balance sheet, what does that really signal?
It signals they view crypto, or at least CRO in this case, as potentially part of their core financial structure. Almost like holding reserves, but using a digital asset. It could be about efficiency, speed, security that blockchain offers, integrating it right into their financial plumbing, so to speak.
Okay, that makes sense. Using it operationally.
Potentially, yes.
So the acquisition itself, huge news. But you mentioned the partnership aspect. It sounds like there's more to it than just TMTG buying tokens.
No, absolutely. This is where it gets, I think, really interesting from a user perspective, too.
Okay.
The deal is part of a broader partnership agreement. It's not just about the token purchase. It's about integration.
Integration where?
Across Trump Media's platforms, so specifically Truth Social, their social media site,
Right.
and Truth Plus STO, which is their streaming service.
So they plan to actually use CRO on those platforms.
That's the plan. The agreement includes integrating CRO rewards into Truth Social and Truth Plus.
Rewards. Like users can earn CRO.
Exactly. Now, they haven't detailed the exact mechanics yet, how you earn it, how you spend it.
Okay.
But you can speculate, right? Maybe you get CRO for creating popular posts on Truth Social or for hitting certain engagement levels.
Or maybe for subscribing to Truth Plus or accessing premium content.
Could be. Things like that. It introduces this whole tokenized incentive layer. Instead of just ads or subscriptions, you have users potentially earning a tangible crypto asset within the platform.
Which could theoretically drive more engagement and loyalty. People have a stake.
That's likely the hope, giving users a piece of the action, making the ecosystem more sticky.
And what does Crypto.com say about this part? Are they just providing the tokens?
No, they seem very involved in this utility aspect. Chris Marszalek, the CEO and co-founder of Crypto.com.
Okay, the head guy.
Yeah. He put out a statement, too. He said, "This is the first of many steps to driving utility and value for CRO and the Kronos blockchain."
Driving utility, so active use.
Exactly. He emphasizes that. And then he adds, "We are proud to provide support to Trump Media with our best-in-class custody solution."
Ah, custody. Holding all those tokens securely. That's important.
Hugely important, especially for $105 million worth. Best-in-class usually means things like, multi-sig wallets, cold storage, insurance, serious security infrastructure.
Right.
And he finishes, and generate additional value through CRO's staking model.
Staking, so locking up the CRO to earn more.
Essentially, yes. Locking up tokens to help secure the Kronos network, and in return, TMTG could potentially earn yield, generate ongoing value from their holdings.
So it's not just a one-time purchase and integration.
Yeah.
There's an ongoing element too.
Correct. It suggests a long-term view. Crypto.com isn't just selling tokens, they're providing the infrastructure for custody, potentially helping TMTG generate returns via staking, and actively pushing for CRO to be used on TMTG's platforms. It builds the whole CRO ecosystem.
It sounds much more intertwined than a typical vendor relationship.
Definitely. Which brings us back to the question, Is this a one-off strategic move or part of something bigger for TMTG in the crypto space?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, because it feels like a very significant commitment. Is this their main crypto play or just one piece?
Well, based on recent history, it looks like part of a larger, more consistent strategy. This wasn't completely out of the blue.
Oh, what else has been going on?
Remember, just back on August 26th, so shortly before this big purchase,
Okay.
TMTG had already announced they were establishing a CRO treasury strategy.
A treasury strategy, like holding CRO as company reserves.
Kind of, yeah. And the announcement included plans for funding to secure up to, get this, $6.4 billion worth of tokens over time.
6.4 billion.
Billion with a B. Now, that's an up-to figure, aspirational perhaps, but it signals a massive potential scale for their crypto involvement, way beyond this initial $105 million deal.
Wow. Okay. That definitely puts this deal in a different context. It's a first step, maybe, towards a much larger goal.
It certainly looks that way. And there have been other signals, too, reports over the past year or so.
Such as?
Well, you might have seen headlines, things like Trump media turns Bitcoin into corporate fortress at to bizarre mark.
I think I remember seeing something like that. Exploring Bitcoin for their balance sheet.
Exactly. Looking at Bitcoin as a treasury asset for stability or hedging. Similar ideas to the CRO strategy, perhaps.
Okay.
And there were also reports, I believe around the time they reported a Q2 loss, saying Trump media eyes token and wallet launch.
Launching their own token and wallet?
That was the speculation or report at the time. It suggested they were actively looking at blockchain-based tools for revenue, for user engagement, maybe even trying to offset traditional business challenges.
So if you put all these pieces together, the Bitcoin exploration, the potential token launch, the massive CRO treasury goal, and now this $105 million CRO purchase and integration deal.
Yeah, it paints a picture, doesn't it? It looks like a consistent push towards integrating digital assets pretty deeply into their business model. Not just dipping a toe in, but really exploring crypto as a core strategic element.
Trying to build a maybe more resilient or future-proof financial base.
That could be the thinking, exploring new ways to fund operations, engage users, and maybe differentiate themselves in a crowded media landscape.
So, connecting this specific deal to that bigger picture, what does it mean when a company like TMTG, a pretty high-profile media entity, makes such a significant move with a major crypto player like Crypto.com?
Well, I think it could be quite significant for, broader crypto adoption.
How so?
It takes crypto, or at least a specific token like CRO, out of just the investment or trading sphere and puts it right into a mainstream consumer-facing business.
Like a real-world use case on a large scale.
Exactly. It's a practical application. If millions of users on Truth Social or Truth Plus start interacting with CRO, earning it, maybe spending it, that normalizes it. It could be a template, maybe, for how other established businesses might integrate these technologies.
A case study for others to watch.
Definitely. It moves the needle from crypto being mostly about finance or tech enthusiasts to potentially being part of everyday online activity for a different demographic.
Okay, so let's bring it home for the listeners. We've gone through the deal, the structure, the strategy, the context. What does this all mean for you listening right now?
Right, the so what factor.
Yeah. Whether you're deep into crypto or just use social media or maybe watch the tech and media business, what are the key takeaways here?
Well, I think there are a few ways to look at it. If you are interested in crypto, this is a pretty big deal for CRO specifically, obviously, but also for the idea of utility tokens in general. It's a major platform saying, yes, we see real value and function here. It could boost visibility, maybe demand, and shows a tangible use case beyond just trading.
So potentially validating for that segment of the crypto market.
Could be. Now, if you're a user or potential user of Truth Social or Truth Plus Way, this could directly change your experience. You might soon see ways to earn crypto, maybe use it for premium features. It introduces a whole new dynamic to how you interact with the platform, a kind of microeconomy almost.
Offering new kinds of participation, maybe digital ownership elements down the line.
Potentially, it opens that door. And then if you're just observing the tech and media world, this is a really strong signal of an ongoing trend. Digital assets aren't just on the fringes anymore. Companies, even established media companies, are seriously looking at them as part of their core strategy for monetization, for user engagement. even for their basic financial structure, like the balance sheet aspect.
So it forces other companies to maybe pay attention, think about their own strategies.
I would think so. It definitely highlights how the lines are blurring between traditional business and the digital asset economy.
And this raises a really interesting question, doesn't it? You see
Yeah.
TMTG doing this.
Mm.
How might other social media giants or even smaller content platforms look at this partnership?
Right. Will they see it as a competitive threat or maybe an opportunity?
Could it push them to explore similar strategies, maybe integrating specific cryptocurrencies, moving beyond just ads and subs?
It's definitely possible. They'll be watching closely, seeing if TMTG can actually make this work. If users respond positively, if it generates real value, it could potentially accelerate experimentation across the industry.
Potential catalyst for change in how we interact online.
It could be. It's a bold experiment, and its success or failure could influence a lot of decisions elsewhere. It's certainly a blueprint others will analyze.
Okay, so just to quickly recap then, we've dug into Trump Media's big move, acquiring 684.4 million CRO tokens
Worth about $105 million.
from Crypto.com, and critically funded through that unique 50% stock, 50% cash deal.
Making Crypto.com a direct shareholder in TMTG.
Right. And we've looked at the strategic plan behind it, integrating CRO rewards directly into Truth Social and Truth Plus.
Aiming to use that utility to build potentially a more engaged user base and a token-driven ecosystem.
Yeah, a really fascinating intersection of media, finance, and crypto.
Absolutely. Which leads us to, I suppose, the final thought to leave people with.
Go for it.
When you look at this TMTG and Crypto.com partnership, what does it really tell us about where digital assets are headed? Are they just going to remain these things people trade, speculative investments? Or are we seeing them actually become fundamental building blocks
Building blocks for what?
for actual business models,
Yeah.
for how users engage with platforms, especially in media and social networking? Could this kind of deal signal a shift, maybe a new era?
An era where companies don't just accept crypto, but actively weave specific tokens into the very fabric of their services.
Exactly. Could it fundamentally change how we interact with online content, how value is exchanged, maybe pushing towards a more decentralized or token-based digital economy?
That's definitely something to chew on. Is this a one-off anomaly or the start of a much bigger transformation in how digital platforms operate?
Something to keep an eye on for sure as this continues to unfold. It could redefine quite a bit.